Well, hello, everybody. My name is Brother Spencer Williford. It's great to have Mr. Harry Reed on today. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing great. Just hanging in there. It's Tuesday and catching up on a few things and getting ready to leave out again for this week. Real excited to see what we got in store. Been a good
Amen.
week so far. Yeah.
Amen. Oh, well, yeah, it's been a good week for me and too. Amen. Brother Harry, what age did you started singing?
Well, the earliest recording that my family had, I was 3 years old, and I it you could actually understand what I was saying and everything. But I sang a tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. It's an old song, but I sang with my family and stuff at church my entire life. But I was 20, let's see, 22 when I got the call from the Dixie Melody Boys, and that started a journey in the end of 1993 that has been full of a lot of special times, a lot of blessings. Of course, we all go through down times that you think, Lord, when am I ever going to get out of this? But the Lord's always faithful. He's provided for us. It's now been the end of 93. At the end of this year will be 33 years that I have been involved with gospel music and been fortunate enough to be around and sing a little bit.
Amen. So you mentioned that you sang with the Dixie Melody Boys. How did you
Yeah.
join the Dixie Melody Boys?
Well, uh, I had sang with a group in South Carolina called the Melody Airs Quartet. There's been a few other singers come out of that group. Jerry Martin, that was with the Kingsmen, also sang with the Melody Airs, and Cameron Edens, that sings with Anthem Edition, also sang with Melody Airs. A lot of great singers have been through there, passed through the rank, but I had a friendship with Eric Ollis, who was the piano player for the Dixie Melody Boys, and
Mhm.
they sang at our homecoming. And he said, "Hey, would you be interested in going into a full time group?" And I thought, sure, I don't have sense enough to know he's talking about them. I said, "Well, sure. I mean, who's looking for somebody?" He said, "Well, we are. Derek Boyd is going to be leaving," and I went and gave my information to McCrae and McCrae Dove, and thought, man, I won't hear from them. Well, a few weeks later, sure enough, I got a call from McCrae. We set up a time to come to Kinston, North Carolina, and I got to meet Ed O'Neill, and we sat down and talked for a while. We went to Ed's church, Tanglewood, Tanglewood Church of God, and it didn't take a long time. I mean, we sang just a few songs, and by the end of the night, Ed had offered me the job, and man, away we went. First big trip I went on with him was sang 29 out of 30 days in Januari. So that was one of my
Wow.
first big trips. Yeah,
Wow.
it was baptized. It was being baptized by fire, really.
Well, what were some of your favorite songs you sung with them?
Um, well, of course, you know, we were always identified about the song about the old man wanting to sing in the choir, the Antioch
Oh,
Church
yeah.
Choir.
Yeah.
That was always one of my favorites. We we used to do a song that Ed had written uh, called "When I Cross to the Other Side of Jordan." Another
That's a
great
good
song.
one. That's a good one.
Don't point a finger, lend a hand. Gonna ride the glory cloud. We had a lot of great songs, but one that I got connected to, they had recorded a song called "Stand by Me." Not the one like Signature Sound sings, but it was a different song, um, more slow. Uh, I guess it was kind of like it was almost a prayerful type song. Um, that no matter what I'm going through, Lord, stand by me. But
Amen.
that was the one that I got connected to, and we just, I mean, we had so much fun back in those days. We didn't have enough sense to know that, we were just young and just doing everything we could. Man, we sang a lot and we had so much fun, and being with a legend like Ed was something else. I mean, you got an education every day, but it was a lot of fun. But the songs definitely, I mean, there was a lot of great songs during that almost 11 years that I was there.
I tell you what, you mentioned Mr. Ed O'Neill, legend of gospel music, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you what, I don't, is he still singing this day and time?
No, Ed is now this year. Actually, it's this month. Ed'll turn 90, and he has been retired now for, gosh, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say the wrong time frame, but it's he's been retired for a little while, and the group has been retired. Of course, the guys that were there towards the end have all moved on to, I guess you'd
Other
say, greener
groups.
pastures. They went on to other groups, but yeah, Ed's doing good. I mean, he's just, I mean, he's just 90, but man, he's kicking away, doing great.
Wow. Yep. Now, Butter Harrell, and then in the end, then you joined a group called the Florida Boys, correct?
I sure did. Uh, went down to Pensacola, and I had been friends with Gene and Josh. There with the Florida boys, and I had heard Alan Cox was going to be leaving, and that he had put in his resignation, and I was just interested. I mean, I had been with the same group for almost 11 years, and went and approached them, and set up a time to come try out. And boy, now that was a totally different kind of singing. I was used to singing with a bunch of young guys, and here I was going into a group with, guys like Glenn Allred and Gene McDonald and Josh Garner, who was a great singer as well, still is. But they
Yep.
were such seasoned voices, and it was a whole nother way of singing. But we had a little tryout, and next week I was on the bus and rode with them for a week, and then the very next week we started out, and that was about a 4.5 year run till I had kind of gathered that the retirement was coming,
Yep.
and then it was time to start looking
For
towards
somebody else.
moving on. Yeah, and that moving on took me to Asheville
Wow.
for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. But before then, didn't you join a group called the Inspirations Quartet and sing with them?
No, that was afterwards. That was afterwards. I had been the first time I went with the Kingsmen in 2007, and I stayed there for a little over 4 years, and then there was a little bit of time in there that I was kind of singing part time and doing some things, and I had just said, okay, look, I think it's about time to give up on singing, and
Mhm.
um, try to just be an at home working guy. And that's what I did for a little bit. And I thought, okay, yeah, I think I'll be able to seat in doing this. And I did. I got a call from Melton Campbell of the Inspirations about coming to just fill in. And a fill in for 2 nights became 18 months of
Wow.
just being, I was just a fill in, but I was there for 18 months as part of the Inspirations. And, that is a different, I mean, you look at the groups that I've been associated with, is so many big songs that people who are fans of our music would know. But I was with them up into just about the time that they made the changeover to the young guys that we all know now.
Oh yeah.
Um, and that's man, it was a lot of fun going with the Inspirations. We did a lot of concerts with the McCameys and with
Mhm.
the Primitive Quartet, and man,
Mhm.
it was a lot of fun because it was a different. it was a different kind of quartet singing than I was used to, with the screaming high tenor and the low down bass. Well, the Inspirations didn't have the screaming high tenor, but of course we had the low, super low bass.
Yep.
But uh, it was just a little bit different, but fun nonetheless. I mean, we had a great time, and then when it's just time to go, it's just time to go again, because it was, for me. I had kind of an uncertain, uneasy feeling. Wasn't real sure what was fixing to happen. So rather than be stuck where I couldn't have any kind of job or anything, I went back to working like I was before, and went back and started singing with a group called the Diplomats
Oh
that I
yeah,
had
from
sung
Georgia.
with. Yeah, and we we had a good time singing there, but then I sang with them up until the time that Mr. Pearson passed away, and then here I was back home working my job, and get the call from the Kingsmen about coming to fill in, and
Wow.
that was the last thing I really wanted to do, but um, I went and filled in a little bit, and then, as they say, right now the rest is history. Here I am. I'm back with a group that I wanted to be a part of since I was 9 years old when I saw them the very first time, and here I am now being blessed at 55 to be a part of that again.
You know, you mentioned, and I was watching y'all. Somebody put a video of y'all, Mr. Brian Hudson filling for y'all last weekend. Mr.
Yep.
Alan Kendall,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you mentioned. Go ahead.
Alan's wife had a little health issue that needed to be taken care of, and Alan had to have a couple days off. Well, we're in the process of trying to find a new lead singer. Of course, everybody who is familiar with the comings and goings in Southern gospel knows that Cole Watson had left us and went to sing with the Perrys. So we're in the process of trying to find a lead singer. Well, it just so happened last week they knew this was happening with Alan's family. So here we were going out with just me and Brady, the bass singer, Brady Jones. So we were able to get Brian to come, and what we thought was to sing lead, but he was actually coming to fill in for Alan. And then we shifted around and had Brady move from singing bass to sometimes baritone, sometimes lead. It, I didn't care what they did, just as long as they had it all figured out. I mean, it didn't have nothing to do with me as far as the singing, but yeah, that was like old times, man. Being able to be back on stage with Brian. Brian and I have known each other for over 30 years, and in the gospel music business, there's friendships that you build, and being friends with Brian has been one of those lasting friendships, that we can see each other today, and it might be 2 or 3 years before we actually physically see each other, but we pick right back up. And that's the way it was when he came and filled in. And Brian will be coming back to do some more stuff with us until we can get settled in on a new singer. Brian has told us he would be more than glad, with his schedule permitting, to come back. So everybody be looking, if you'd like to come hear Brian one more time with the Kingsmen. And let me tell you something, don't be fooled. Maybe
Mm-mm.
a little gray on the roof, but that boy can sing. He can flat sing just like he did back in the old days. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you'd like to see Brian back with the Kingsmen, I mean, come see us when he's there, because he's not going to be staying, but it's a lot of fun, and brings back great memories.
You know, you mentioned that, and Brian told the story about you. I don't know if you can tell it, but back when you when the fan awards, how did they do you? How did what they call you, Teddy Bear or something?
No, Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear.
Yeah, I'll tell you real quick that story. There was an old show called Starsky and Hutch.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
kids from the 70s, man, that was our show, man, get to watch Starsky and Hutch. But there was a character on there. He was like the guy on the street. He was the one that if they needed something or they needed some information, they'd go see him. And his name was Huggy Bear. Well, Brian and I had been having a conversation about that show earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got up on the stage that night, he had never called me that before, ever. And we were on stage, and as he goes, "I want you to make him welcome. He's our tenor singer. His name is Harold Reed." And he went, "But we call him Huggy Bear." And as I bent over to bow, I just looked at him out of the side of my eye, and I said, "You've just ruined me." And he started laughing. Well, little did we know that would stick in people's minds more than my name did. And which is, I mean, that's okay. But when it came time for the Singing News Fan Awards and stuff, and they had told us this numerous times, when the ballots would come in, it wouldn't have my name on it. It would just say Huggy Bear. Well, they can't take one that says Huggy Bear. It has to say Harold Reed. So those ballots had to be thrown out. So it was at that point that they quit on the stage calling me that and went to calling me by my name all the time because it we were trying to get it in people's heads. And even now, Alan doesn't say anything about that, and he won't because that's it's
Brian
just
story.
funny. It's funny how things stick. I mean, people just. I mean, to this day, I mean, my nieces and nephews they call me Hugs or Huggy or something, and and I'm like, okay, I wonder sometimes where did they get it from, but because they'd been way too young, but it's stuck, man, and I like I told Brian, I
Yes.
said you have ruined me.
You know it's funny. And Brian's actually coming on with us next week.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'll have to send you a question or two in
please,
the
please,
messenger. I'll send
please.
you a question or two that you need to just surprise him with and just see the reaction that he has.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a couple of questions.
I will. But Brother Harry, you mentioned that you sung with the Kingsmen back in 2007, but now you're back with them
Yeah.
now. How does it feel to come back with them?
Um. Well, it's almost a full circle feeling. To have been here uh, during the time that I was. When I first came with the group, we we were still that Kingsman that everybody had known through the years with the band and everything. And as as things would have it, guys needing to go home and be family guys or needing to go back home to be with family or whatever. Then we went to doing the tracks, but there was still the constant of being singing with Ray Reese. And that was that real connection to the past. And over time, um, that I was there, it was like getting to fulfill a dream every time that we went and sang. And then, you make decisions sometimes that you look back on and think, man, I should have never done that. Or um, maybe I left a little too early or whatever. But it went out of my mind, that that was a part of my past that was behind me. And being able to make that full circle to come back, um, getting asked to come fill in and having self-doubt that it's been so many years, I don't even know that I can do it anymore. Well, it's kind of like riding a bicycle. Once you get the hang of it and you understand how to do it, you just jump on it and ride. But I did okay for a little bit, but we didn't really, I guess, fully understand what the Lord was trying to do and to try to open a door there. And it was at Squire Parsons memorial service in Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we were sitting, my wife and I were sitting right behind Ray, and she, my wife is one of them people that is pretty in tune with what the Lord tries to tell her. I mean, sometimes we miss those things, but
Mm-hmm.
she's pretty in tune to things that she feels like the Lord's trying to tell her. And just all of a sudden, she looked at me, and it was very out of character that she said, "If you want that job, you tell them that's what you want." And I said, "What?" And she said, "The Lord literally told me, let him go and let him get that job, let him go back." And I looked at her for a minute and thought, wait, is this my wife? I mean, it was kind of out of character that she just out of nowhere said that. But uh, then I went up and talked to Brandon, and they actually had a guy that a much younger fellow that was going to be possibly taking the job, uh, Devin Smith, who, if y'all haven't heard him sing, go look him up. He's a great singer. Um, he just decided, look, I'm a young married guy and I got a baby on the way. I just don't think I can do it. So the Lord opened up the doors for me to be able to come back. And when we walked on the platform officially the first time up at Inspiration Park last year, it was truly that full circle moment where it was like, okay, I feel like I'm back home. And it's it is a fulfilling, feeling that you get from being a part of something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But more than anything, it's just sometimes you got to wait on the Lord. I mean, I've heard preachers say before, you get three things from God: yes, no, and wait. And for a long time, I guess I'd just been in the wait pattern because I had put those things out of my mind and kind of pushed them back out of my heart that I even wanted to do it. But it became very apparent that I was being called back to it. And here I am, almost now a full year back. And I don't think we're looking back right now. My wife said I had to stay at least 5 years. So she said I had to stay 5 years. She's 5 years from retiring. So she said I got to stay at least 5 years. So
Yeah.
we'll just see what happens. We'll have fun till then.
Amen. Well, Brother Harry, thank you for coming on today. It's been an honor and privilege
Yeah,
to have
man.
you on. One thing I want to ask you: this
Yeah.
in July, the Kingswood celebrates. Y'all having a big old hometown celebration, I reckon. What you call it?
It's
Uh,
in June. It's in June, not in July. It's going to be in um, Asheville,
Asheville.
Asheville,
Yeah.
North Carolina, at the Trinity Baptist Church. And yeah, there you go. And we have contacted and heard back from so many guys who have been able to reach out, said they would be there, and we are looking for such a good time. It's not gonna be truly what years ago they did the perfecting the crown recording, and that was a total reunion of all those different groups. Well, of course, years have passed, and so many of those great singers have already went and been called home. And we're going to have to do is what we can. But the first half of the program uh, will be a shortened version of what we do, and then the second half of the program will be the utilization of everybody. And we're still trying to put the whole program together because we got to find out who all is going to be there. But uh, it's just going to be so cool to get to be on stage with guys like Arthur Rice, and hopefully, if he can get there and be a part of it, Tim Surt and Brian Hudson again, and uh, so many great musicians who've played through the years. And we I can honestly tell you, if you come to that concert, it may be a surprise to you who shows up because we're not exactly totally locked in. There's a big list of guys so far, but there's still more to come. We're waiting to just see if they can show up, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. You mentioned that. I was talking to one of y'all musicians, but Randy Miller. He's planning on coming that
No,
night playing with y'all.
oh yeah, yeah. I hope he gets up there and sings a little bit. Uh,
He got the
r-
homesick.
yeah, Randy Miller was he was a talent and a half. I mean,
He still is.
all the instruments that he could play, but
Yeah.
then just come across just as country as cornbread. But man, he was an uptown singer for sure. And so many people ask us, night to night about some of the old guys. We get asked quite a bit about, well, what's Randy Miller up to today? Well, we really
Come
don't
see him in
know.
concert.
Come see us at the concert, you'll find out.
Yeah. Well, I was. Go ahead, brother Hale. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a good time. We're we're looking forward to doing some of those 70th anniversary programs. If somebody looks on our website uh, under our tour schedule, you see dates that say "Still Jesus Tour." Now that is just us. I mean, that's just the Kingsmen of right now. We're going to be doing, all the old songs, the new songs, the songs that are from that new recording that nobody has heard yet. It's not out yet. Hopefully, by the time Asheville rolls around, we will have some kind of product to put in people's hands for that recording. But then if you look on like I said, you look on the schedule, then you'll see some that say 70th anniversary. Now that's a whole nother ball game. That's live band. That's um, Lord only knows who will show up at some of those concerts. We're guys that can come and join us. We be more than happy to have them come be a part of it. But it will be the throwback concert. That every song from the very first one to the very last one will be nothing but how everybody remembers the Kingsmen. Four singers, full band, and just live energy, live feel. It'll be great.
No.
We want everybody to come see us.
You mentioned old singers. Maybe Mr. Ray and Reese can make it all the scenes y'all gonna do with that.
Ray, as far as I know, will be uh, at the Asheville singing
Oh wow.
because that one's just right around the corner from his house. So goodness gracious, if we can't get him from his house to the church and it's less than 5 miles away, we got a problem. But yeah, he'll be joining us on a couple of the selected ones like that, and hopefully we can get him to come back to Inspiration Park this year. That
Oh
would be
my God,
nice.
y'all tore it up last year.
Oh
Mm.
man, that was that was something else. I mean, if I
I was there that night. When y'all did the old ship design, I told my parents, I said, I am fisting to run down that aisle, act crazy.
yeah, the you try not to think about trying to recreate something because sometimes when something happens for the very first time and it's very organic, it just happens. Um, that's the way that it was that night with Old Ship of Zion. Ray wanted to sing about as much as I want my head shaved. I mean, he did not want to sing. And they got him up there on that platform. And the whole time he's trying to back up. And then when he started to sing, it was like, yep, there it is. That was worth being here, was to be able to hear the old man step up there one more time and start singing that verse. And yes, he's 80. Let's see, he'll be 86, I think.
I think it's 86.
Yeah, I think it's 86. But to hear a man who, he's given his whole life to the Kingsmen and for to try to keep this group going and
And he
and
still is.
everything. And it's the years of course, he hasn't sang, but that specific night, in July last year, it was just like the Lord touched him and
Yeah.
gave him the voice to sing that night. We were just like,
Oh
oh
wow.
my gosh, there he is.
Yeah.
And it, I watch it back on vid. I mean, I was there. I was on the stage. I experienced it firsthand. But when you watched it back on video, it was like, man, that really was special. And
Yeah.
if nothing else, I'm glad that people were able to get that on video just for posterity. Because if he never sings another song, at least he would have been remembered singing his song, the verse of the old ship of Zion.
Well,
It was
thank you,
great.
Brother Harold, for coming on. In fact, you mentioned the old ship of Zion. I'm gonna play the old clip for last year at Singing in the Smokies. And
Well, you can.
go ahead.
Well, that's great. You gonna play that? That'd be great. But if as a little bonus, I mentioned that we have a recording that is not come out yet.
Oh
The
yeah.
70th anniversary, Still
Oh yeah.
Jesus. On all the streaming platforms, we have released, I think two songs. One of them was Sunday Morning, When Sunday Morning Dawns. That's our current radio single. So if y'all haven't heard it, be listening for that one. But the other song that we released was a recut of the Old Ship of Zion. Well, that particular day, we had Arthur Rice, Chris Bryant, Brian Hudson, Bob Sellers, Greg Fox,
Mm.
um, Jerry Martin, Gary Shepard, let's see here, myself, Josh Horrell, um, Chris Jenkins is part of that recording. Just so many singers that during the course of that song, there was just enough lines for everybody to sing. But as a bonus, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you'll go listen to it, find it on that streaming, I'll put it this way. There's a throwback in that song that if you remember the original, just buckle your seatbelt because there's some good stuff on that song.
Yeah. You mentioned that y'all brand new release. I just found it online. I'm glad but hey, I'm glad I'm in that old ship of Zion. I tell you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'll think
Yeah,
y'all
there it
released
is
it.
right there.
Yeah. But hey, I think I'm just gonna play that version of it so people can
Well, there you
realize
go.
who.
Y'all go ahead and you play that one, let everybody hear it and enjoy it.
Well, thank you, brother, for coming on, and the best is yet to come. And
Yes, sir.
hope I see y'all down the road somewhere.
All right, maybe you can get up there to Inspiration Park again. We'll see you this year.
You know what's funny? I was telling somebody this. The Kingsman Quartet years ago, y'all recorded a song my cousin wrote called "I'm Saved."
Oh, I'm saved. I'm washed in the
Yeah,
blood of the Lamb.
my cousin wrote that song.
Oh, is that right?
Deborah
Man,
Shepherd.
yep. Yep, that's a good one. Good one, good
Yep.
one.
Maybe I can pick that one up, do that again.
Oh yeah, we've actually been talking about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brother Ham, for coming on. God bless you,
No
brother.
problem, man. My pleasure. And I'll send you a couple questions in the messenger. You can have fun with Brian.
Yeah. Does Brian got a nickname?
Uh, none that I can tell you.
Okay.
None
Okay.
that we could put on the air.
Okay. Thank you, brother. And hopefully, if I don't see y'all there, hopefully I'll see y'all somewhere down here or where maybe this year or next year, sometime soon.
Sounds great, man.
God bless you, man. God bless you. Bye bye.
We'll see you now.
All right, bye bye. Y'all, you better hear Ray just mentioned about the whole ship of Zion. I love this song.
Your body changes. So should your mattress. Sleep Number. To a good night's sleep.
All right.
Zaxby's giant chicken finger wraps are no.
Y'all watch this old clip. Let it bless you today. Here goes the old ship of Zion for the Kingsmen.
I was standing on the banks of the river saw an old ship that was sailing. Is that the old ship of Zion I see? Its hull was bent and battered from the storms of life. I could see waves were rough, but that old ship was steady. Is that the old ship of Zion I see? At the stern of the ship was the captain. I could hear as he called out my name. This is what he said. Get on board. It's the old ship of Zion. It will never pass this way again. As I step on board, I'll be leaving all my sorrow and heartache behind. And I'll be safe with Jesus, the captain. Say